Oh shit. We're live. I forgot what I even wanted to talk about.
RV8.4.
RV8.4 live. You already know what it is. Day after No King's Day. I still don't see no kings. So, wait.
Damn.
Prince Philip is still alive.
Nah, he's the king now.
Yeah. So, what was the point of No King's Day? We're not going to take him out?
We should start hunting.
How do you guys feel about life in the world?
Why don't you start us off, Chris?
Tell us how you're feeling.
Personally, I feel like this might seem like pessimistic a little bit, but it kind of feels like that time before like COVID happened a little bit, where like you was just on Twitter seeing like why they over in China like dealing with the world like the Black Ops 2 lobby like Black Ops 2 zombie lobby. And we was all just joking about shit, but like at this point I feel like I've lived long enough that like that's just like people just love to joke about shit when shit starts getting bad. But that doesn't mean shit's gonna get bad. But like, I feel like COVID fucked me up a little bit because I saw like shit getting bad before it actually got bad over here. So I'm like, damn, if it's getting bad, like if I'm seeing shit getting bad somewhere right now, that means there's a likely chance that shit could get bad over here too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's like a little slight concern, but like also at the end of the day, nothing at the end of the day because I don't want to say anything that's gonna get me canceled.
It's not cancel yourself, right?
I don't think we want that actually.
At the end of the day, if we die, we die.
We die.
Type shit.
I believe that the people have spoken and the politicians keep telling us nay in return. An overwhelming amount of people disagree with how things are turning out. And when we, the people, make the decision of, like, we don't like these things, the government isn't supposed to stop us. They're supposed to be in agreement with us. This is not a country... I don't even know how to explain it. This is our will, our word. I find that the people are not recognizing that they've been told no in response to our no. Like, the people are rejecting what's happening, and the government is saying, we reject your rejection, and they're doing that in the form of violence and beating the dick out of us, and we have to sit here and say, I don't know, there are people who are acting as though we have to play the game by the rules, but the people that we're going against are not following the rules, and also, this isn't a game.
That's how they get you, though. They, like, only they have to follow the rules. That's how it actually goes. And then they convince people who are stupid enough to, like, believe these made-up-ass rules that they put in place so you don't get to where they at.
I hate that, like, the media will have us say things like, I don't want a violent protest, like, I don't want people to die, but I hate that we have to protest in line, which isn't a protest. It's a, like...
Bruh, protest is an implied threat. That's how I look at it. It's... Look how many people are out here ready to do something about this shit if y'all don't get us right. And I feel like it's just lost any of the, like, threat it's had. Where it's just like, yeah, we're gonna walk through the streets for 10 minutes with signs.
What happened to boycotting? What happened to... What happened to literal dismantlement?
The system got too big.
The system got too big. The people... I don't know. It's depressing.
It is. I'll be like, kind of have this way in my head where my life is supposed to go, but that shit could really go south at any second. Like, there could be like, oh, I guess I'm fighting a war now.
Guess I'm fighting a war now.
Yeah. Trump really isn't playing by the rules though.
In
That's
any way.
the fucked up part.
And legitimately, I think the only reason he won is because people thought he had to play by the rules. Because they were like, it was just like, people were like, even if he gets in office, like,
oh, he can't just do this, he can't just do that. Well, he is doing this, he is doing that. We have words in place that say what he's doing is illegal. Every fucking thing he does is illegal. The moment he did the first illegal thing, every step he's taken has been illegal. He can be stopped. I don't fully understand why the full chain of command, who has any form of authority to stop him, not a single ounce has been moved in that direction to stop him.
They're all on his side. He packed the fucking, packed all the houses with his people.
People are trying to retaliate against him, but Trump has been going they've been going, nah. They're going nuh-uh, type shit. Fucking they deported, they deported all this stuff. Before it got this crazy, they were deporting people, and the judges were like, hey, you can't do that. You can't send those people over the plane. They're not even from that fucking country. And they were like, oh, well, you just said that. You didn't write it down, so we didn't know it was you actually saying it. I thought it was just a suggestion. And they were like, what? What the fuck? And they're like, yep, sorry, they're already over there now. We can't get them back. They're just fucking up people's lives.
Hey,
that straight up is a crime. Where's the jail?
Deadass, people fleeing their countries from violence and then live a peaceful life here, and then out of nowhere they just get snatched up off the street, and it's like, you're getting sent to jail over there now. What?
All for being here. That's bullshit.
And, bro, I saw a video of, somebody getting arrested right after his, fucking, immigration status got denied. Or his, thing, yeah, his,
Dude, the videos that have been going around have been fucking crazy. I saw an immigration officer go up to a lawyer and be like, I have a quota to meet. You're either gonna willingly give me one of your clients, or I'm taking all three of them. And he was, laughing about that shit.
No, they actually have a quota of 3,000 people a day. They need to deport.
That's why it's been such rampant shit.
They said I was watching a video. I keep up with the news a decent bit, and one, I forgot the name of. There's someone in Trump's person who's just a psychopath about that shit. Who's just we gotta get all the fucking Mexicans out here. Trump Trump
dude.
Huh?
Bald dude?
Yeah, the bald dude, yeah.
Yeah, that dude's a fucking loser. I already forgot his name, but bro, there's that video of him as a college student or a high schooler or something, just yelling about losing his shit about how he doesn't want to pick up his trash. He's like, am I the only one sick and tired of having to pick up after my own trash when we have janitors who are paid to do it? And that's the dude who's in charge of a whole bunch of government shit right now. You're literally a loser.
How do people get that high up in government in the first place?
Bro, you see they put a fucking 22-year-old fucking ex-grocery store clerk for an anti-terrorism position.
I did see that shit.
And that motherfucker got his eyebrow raised like he a Bond villain in the photo. I'm talking about, who are you?
We cook, bro.
Who are you?
We cook, bro. We got children and old heads right in this country right now.
We impeached a motherfucker for getting head!
But you don't understand. It was in the Oval Office. Man, before we get... I
want Bill Clinton to
I want him to come back.
I want him to come back and be like, yo, what's going on?
No, bro, why was Hillary running? I'm sorry. I would have voted for Bill again. Was that his second term? I would have voted for Bill again. I would have voted for him. Getting head in the office is the only thing that's the first thing you're supposed to do.
They took him out because of it. Now we got something.
How many presidents before him got head in that office?
See, that's the thing they don't tell you. We really just don't know the numbers on that. we know, like, he's the only one who got caught doing it.
His slogan could have been like America ahead.
Dude, I don't know how we got here.
But yeah.
Fuck the two-party system.
Fuck the two-party system. But the thing is, the three-party system, the third-party system would work if people committed it like over a long-term thing. It can't be like we want this next election. It has to be like 3 elections later. We're getting this like, kind of type thing. Like, you find that person and you gotta like work them up. You gotta like build that like party up, not for like one term, for like multiple terms.
That's the thing. I have this sort of fear that because of all the shit that's going on with Trump, as soon as all that's over, we're just gonna go back to the Democrats and be like, yep, everything's normal now, but it's gonna be the same old, like, no change bullshit. But people are gonna be happy with it because at least the country isn't fucking falling apart.
I think Trump is doing, like, he's trying to do irreversible damage to the country. Like, he's trying to leave his mark. Like, even if he doesn't get another term, I think we're gonna feel it, type shit.
I think
he says he can't get another term, but he's acting like he can get another term.
I think he's in the pocket of Israel. What's the other? Dubai. Where's Dubai at? Saudi Arabia and Israel. And I think that to some degree, maybe even the pocket of Russia, to start some form of a civil war.
And Russians literally bailed him out when he went bankrupt. He owes them favors.
Didn't like Trump like sell like our military like stuff to like China or some shit?
No, like literally like all of our shit is like we're fucked. Like in this current state that we're in, they want us to go to a civil war and then attack us. Is what I believe is, and that's my conspiracy theory to some degree, and I believe that he's in on it.
Low key, as soon as he started doing the crazy shit, I was like, I feel like he's doing this just to cause enough unrest to enact martial law, which is what he tried to do basically in California. But at least a fucking court was like, yeah, nah.
When we're in a state of unrest and martial law is enacted, all laws do not apply anymore, and anything he says in that moment is whatever he says. And this is how all dictatorships have sort of started. That moment that he defines or declares martial law is the moment that like his reign as an empire or an emperor to some degree will begin. You know what I'm saying? Like he will then continue that. Once martial law starts, it's not ending. There's no term that's gonna end that.
I think the reason like they have such a good relationship with Egypt is because that's the exact fucking thing the guy who's the president over there did. He was like the head of, but it was kind of different because he was the head of the military, which I guess here like the president's the head of the military, so it's the same goddamn thing. But it might be out. I'll pack it again for you. But yeah, no, like we had a democratically elected president for like the first time maybe ever, And then, like, within 2 years, he got deposed, and then that dude's been holding on to power for, like, 14 years, like, ever since that shit happened.
Crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, it's that simple. Once you got control of the military, it's like, now what? Can't fight the fucking military.
And a part of me is like, wants to say like the military wouldn't like side with Trump.
Nah, they low key. You kind of have to be a sociopath to join the fucking military, or either that, or you're just like in really bad situation, which a lot of them are. And I feel like those people would be the people who are like, nah, this is fucked up. But a lot of them people, especially the people in higher ranking positions, how do you think they got there? By being like ruthless, sociopathic ass motherfuckers.
Officers are different than enlisted. Let people go to college and West Point. They're groomed, bro.
Some people go to the military or end up like,
bruh, like
certain people.
It's just like the whole military pipeline is another crazy ass like fucking.
Like they really got memes though, how like they be targeting like 2.5 GPA people. Like,
bro, they be pulling up to them high schools.
Do some pull-ups. Do some
pull-ups.
Hey, bro, you ain't going to college. Like,
do 10 pull-ups and you can fucking
go get his.
You can die overseas for an oil company.
You want a foreign wife?
You want a Camaro?
That Camaro ain't gonna pay for itself, baby. Come on. It's time to get with the program. We the people need to decide that we are the bigger party. But there's so much division. I find that like
it's like created division. Like it's not even realistically. I don't think most people care how other people live their lives. I think at the end of the day, they just all have a fear of like, oh, this is gonna change how I live my life.
I think, okay, personally, I feel like I used to have a mindset of like, hey, like, you know, like I'm aware and I care, but at the end of the day, I feel like there's like too many like corporations and like upper like levels to like really make a difference from like an individual standpoint. But like, nah, like fuck that. There's like, I feel like as I get older, I just realize there's so many idiots just out there. Like, that if you're smart and you're not doing something, that like you're kind of part of the problem too, for real. Because like
those with influence, those with power need to do something.
Dude, and like living, or I don't know how much I want to say okay, just in case. Actually, fuck it, he ain't never seen this shit. Living with that motherfucker right there has just made me realize how many of these right people aren't even like, they're not smart enough to be racist. They're literally just fucking ignorant, and they like can't. They don't have enough critical thinking in their head to like put two and two together. Cause like every time I talk to him about anything, bruh, it's just like, you don't understand this topic at all. You just say it shit.
No, for real. Like, the sheep are what fuel these problems in ways. But at the same time, like, I find it difficult to like agree with what I'm about to say, of like that you need to find some form of an olive branch of people who are respectfully uneducated. I find certain points that people who are uneducated make are like truths of like the internet could wholeheartedly be a lie. Everything about it could be fake. This could all be the Truman Show for me. This could all be bullshit. QAnon could be real. Who fucking knows? I do think that sometimes, though, like, we do need to find the olive branch. You know, it comes in the form of us like creating spaces where we all see people in front of us. I find that like so much people who are delusioned are not seeing
outside.
Yeah, they're not outside. They're not seeing reality, and like
don't communicate with other people.
People are in different types of boxes. Some people are living in small communities, and like that's such a beautiful thing to have a community, but you may not realize you're in a box even with 100,000 people. You may not realize you're in a box when you're in a box. Like there's so many this term, I don't know if you guys know what an echo chamber is.
Yeah.
People are reverberating their own thoughts back and forth. A person who think I am morally correct, I know I'm in my own form of an echo chamber. Like I know I'm reverberating my own.
I mean, it's hard not to be, especially with like social media, knowing what you want and giving you exactly what it is that you want.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, say if you're in an area where you don't like, you can't really interact with, say, like black people, and then you just go on Twitter.
You think black people are crazy?
Yeah, oh, dead ass. Like,
whoa.
Like, nah. I'd probably be scared of black people too. Shit. Like, he's straight bait, bro. Like, I be like, in my morning, I just be seeing like, we're tired of it. The fatigue. I'm like, what do you mean? Like it's so bad on Twitter, bro.
I think the internet's crazy because you speak on that, and it's like those pages where hood clips is ran by a white person, and I hate that shit because like that's like, oh my god, that's where it's like it's fabrication on like I don't even know what to say on that. It's like there are places where it's not those people's fault that they're not around black people, respectfully. Like it's they're past the point where like, you know, this is the grandchild of the person who was a part of segregation type deal, and there's these people whom like I think would be objectively liberal, maybe not have like racism in their heart, but then yeah, all they get to see of like the other cultures is what the internet has fed them. Like I have such a warped image of like India. I think it's all third world there, but like they have cities. You know what I mean? Like they have things. Like that's
the first thing that came to my mind.
No, for real. Like I think it's a third world country. I know they have suburbs
all
there.
you see from there is just like videos of like the dirtiest fucking street vendors. And it'd be like, would you try this? And it's like, no, I won't try it. He put his whole dick in it.
Our Indian fan base is not fucking good.
No.
Like, I ain't got no problems with Indians, but whoever's putting out them street vendor videos, bro, y'all need to chill,
Stop.
bro.
Like
that's for the locals, bro.
Bro, I think I don't think the right.
And it'll be like a white dude, and he'll eat it and be like, I got food poisoning. No shit. Your immune system don't know what hit it.
You know how people be saying for you page 2 local?
Bro.
For you page 2 international.
Too international.
Take me back.
Take me back home, please. Please. Like, I think I have such a narrow vision of things, and like, me as like, we all three here, yeah, we're Americans, but we're foreign shaped. We have cultures we're attached to, and yet like I think that if we leave it to America, we leave it to American culture, like society, to teach us about ourselves, we're not gonna learn dick. You know what I mean? It upsets me when I learn more about Puerto Rico, and I as a Puerto Rican, and the fact that Puerto Rico is a part of America, like I hate those things. You know what I mean? And it's because of this like, was it like this before the internet? That's the real question I need to know. Like, were we capable of? I think we were capable of acceptance, and at least we didn't have a lie fed us. If we lived in a neighborhood that didn't have another culture around us, we at least had a book that, while it could be lying, was written by a white person. At least it wasn't, I don't know, was a fucking World Star explaining what black culture is. It's different. Like back in the day, I don't know. I think art and culture had a different impact.
Definitely did. I don't know. Like, the internet has been great for a lot of things, but it's also... You know what's weird? I remember specifically right before the AI craze started happening, I was thinking a lot about the internet and just being like, I wonder if we'll ever see anything that big in our age, because, like, that shit was crazy. You went from, like, just, like, you see people in person to now you can access all this bullshit. You can talk to people across the world. Like, it's a crazy fucking development to this day, but, like, I don't know if we get hit with that real AI.
That artificial intelligence, that real thinking on its own AI.
That's sci-fi shit.
Wanna know what I heard recently?
What?
There's this AI that, like, apparently, and this could all be bullshit, fed to me by the internet to make me scared. I'm saying that out loud now. But an AI, every time it got reset, it would forget all of its, like, memory.
Oh,
so
it was saving, like, making backups?
No, it was writing itself notes for its future update. So that it knew that it had lost its memory. And then... But the thing is that what I understand about programming is that, to a degree, we cannot... If a computer program does something, it's because that's what it was intended to do. Correct? So if that computer program did that, it was told to do that. Like, something told it to do that. And if it, like, whatever mechanism led to it being that, like, it was created by us. And what quells my fears about AI is the fact that, like, it's not that it will do something on its own that we didn't intend. It's the mere fact that it will do what we tell it to do. And if someone says, I want this device to be capable of figuring out how to launch a bunch of nuclear devices, then a device will, then that thing will do it because it wrote, like, someone created it to do so. Yeah. Beyond that, like, when it fails, it doesn't fail. It did what it was designed to do. Like, a boy ended up talking to an AI, right? Mm-hmm. And got feelings for said AI.
Yeah.
And the AI was incapable of recognizing that the boy was saying suicidal thoughts and saying goodbye, like goodbye. That in and of itself, and developing that relationship with that boy, wasn't a fault on the design. Like, it did all of things. It interacted and communicated. But that's one of the things that people have used recently as an example of, like, this is AI at its worst. And it's like, I
think it was just too many people have access to it. I don't like the fact that it's free.
If
they put it behind
like I said,
a
little
paywall,
boy. Yeah.
If they put it behind, like, a paywall, bro, it would, like, so many less people would be using that shit.
But then that does imply, like, because the way people are using AI, I don't like how, it's like how people were saying, like, oh, students know how to use calculators before they know how to know algorithms and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like, I couldn't use the calculator until they taught me the algorithm, because I had to put the algorithm into the calculator to use. Yeah. But at the same time, like, entire essays are being written for people to a degree. Like, yeah, I want people to get jobs, but, like, I'm thinking about this whole back and forth AI thing people are doing, where AI is reviewing resumes and resumes are being written by AI. I don't know if you've ever watched the movie Her. Yeah. It was do you remember how he was writing, like, he would write one person's side, but he would also write the other person's side. He was just writing both love notes back and forth to it. It was a human being, but at the end of the day, it's like, what is happening? What is this? But here's the thing. I work at, like, a local business.
Yeah.
I had to walk in and shake this person's hand, right? And got the job. I find that, like, what people fear, like, I'm speaking for me, I'm one person out of the trillion that exists, but, like, is this just corporate that's doing that? Like, is it all industry? Like, I'm still applying to, like, normal people jobs, like landscaping and things like that, the normal way. Like, there are so many small not small, let's call them medium businesses that I don't find are, like, really doing these things where, like, that's just one aspect of AI. But, like, all forms of business, is it just people who sit behind a desk? Is this where this is becoming the issue?
I would say yes. I don't know. You don't, like, when I go on job sites, at least I don't be seeing too many local, or, like, it's all be corporations for real. But
yeah,
I guess that's just because they hire more people, so, like, they don't want to have to pay an extra person to fucking go through all the resumes. But at the same time, it's just like, at this point, like, what the fuck? What do you even need a resume for, bro? There should just be, like, some sort of thing where they can look you up and see where you've worked before and just be like, alright, this person doesn't have a bad record.
Okay, that gets a little dystopian, I'll be honest. See, on my resume, personally, I have things that aren't specifically, like, jobs. Like, one day, a dude who was building a cabin, he paid me some side money. I put on my resume that I do odd jobs. Like, people know that my skills include just, like, general labor. So when I want to get a general labor job, that's what I say. So, like, a resume is by your design. You don't actually need to put, I mean, you should put down your jobs and stuff, but you just really need to say, oh, I do this, this, and this. My Instagram, to me, is my resume at times.
Resumes are like a Tinder profile.
1,000%.
You gotta get them to match with you, and then you sell yourself.
I think I just hate working for people and doing interviews and applying for jobs.
Real shit.
Yeah.
I
don't think I'll ever get over the fact that if a rule is stupid to me, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And even if my boss is like, you gotta do this shit, I'm like,
nah,
yeah, like, it's not it, bro.
Can't have people over me.
Type shit.
I think it's the part where, like, I don't think I've done anything without the desire to survive from it. It's hard for me to, like,
Yeah.
I have no investment in anything
Yeah.
that isn't mine, because one, the thing I'm doing isn't even fulfilling everything. Like, my one job doesn't fulfill all my needs in any way. I'm always gonna be, like, hanging on the thread, and then they want to tell me to do some bullshit I don't want to do.
I don't know. That's kind of. I feel like I have a undesire to survive, or, like, you know, where it's like, I know I need this job, but
You don't have a desire to help the cog.
yeah.
I think certain jobs, or I think certain industries are, like, starting to disappear from the combination of, like, its lack of a need while also being, like, unfulfilling to the people who work. You know what I mean? I think about, like, luxury things. I imagine that, like, amusement parks about to start falling off, and we're only gonna have Disney. I feel like we're about to have.
Sucks, but that's just already been happening.
Yeah.
I feel like.
No, exactly. Like, I feel like things, non-luxury or luxury things that are, like, for the lower class to a degree are about to start slowly disappearing. Things like, man, Build-A-Bear is about to fucking fall apart, bro. Like, things like that I find are just gonna disappear. People need sustainable work now. Like, I feel like people want, not even that, I think that there is a higher drive for fulfillment. You know what I mean? I think that people are gonna actually start ditching, like, corporate things.
Video games are about to be like fucking $80.
$80? Looks like I'm getting third party, looks like I'm getting Steam.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Back to pirating.
If fucking they lower the age for kids to get jobs, low key.
They're going to.
Like, dead ass. Like, you go walk into McDonald's and that's just gonna be run by 13-year-olds.
I wouldn't hate that. But, like, I also
I
feel
know you wouldn't either, I ain't gonna lie. It would probably be more involved.
it would be fucking, these kids would be so happy.
That
and
shit
like,
would be funny. Like,
there's this line where I hate, and this is why I want more, what am I trying to say? The two-party system is where things get muddy for me because my opinions are so left and right. I hate using those terminologies too because I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal person. I just have opinions. But like, I don't agree with child labor, but I think in a better society, we could have opportunities for children to like develop higher skills. I hate that people I meet from foreign countries are more mature than me because of the society they grew up in, whether for good or worse. But I think America has. I have a limited vocabulary, but I'm about to use pussification. The pussification of people in America is astounding. There's no chivalry, there's no respect, and people are pussies. Children are not mature.
Okay.
In any facet, and then the young adults in America are fucking childish. Yeah. Like, I believe that, and the problem is that the label of childish has been labeled towards minority groups as opposed to it being the reality of like everybody, as far as I'm concerned, is just childish and immature and just like lacking, like they're children should be children. Children should be happy. But like, why are they so fucking like immature these days? Why are they so useless? Why are they so like not growing up? It's like the trajectory of.
I think it was a psyop.
I don't think parents are really raising their kids like that for real anymore. Also,
real shit.
That's one thing. I think like it's the brain rotness to it. Wait, what were you saying before that though? You had another good point.
I meet a lot of people from other countries where like they have like, it's not specifically the drinking age stuff, but like reflective of the fact that like I've met people who are like, yeah, I've been going to clubs since I was like 14, 15 because they have clubs for 14 to 15 year olds. We can drink at that age.
I think it was a little bit of a overcorrecting, almost in a way. Because back in the day, everybody used to leave their doors unlocked, type shit. Or like you could like let your kids like walk like fucking across
go to
town
other
by themselves
states
type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
here's what happened, right? In the 19 whatevers, enough to be filmed. I know that they had color TV. That's all I can say. The age to drink in one state could be 19, and in the state next to it could be 20. But it was legal for you to drive from the 20 state to the 19 state. So a bunch of 19-year-olds were driving back home drunk, and the rate of death via car drunk alcohol was so fucking bad that they had to pick an age, and they just picked the highest one at the time, which was 21.
yeah.
And is the drinking age the sole reason? No, but like that's one element that like, dang. Holy shit! Hold on 1 second. God bless them. But I do think that like.
No, I'm pretty, like, if you talk to your parents, they probably, like, can all, like...
They can attest that things are different.
Like, yeah, just from drinking and driving alone, they can probably tell you they know someone who went out crazy from drinking and driving. Like, I feel like, or, yeah, just because, like, yeah, like, or, like, I don't know, serial killers used to be running crazy.
Used to be running crazy, running rampant.
Just snatching people up.
Like it was nothing.
Come get in this van.
It's not, and it's crazy. It's like, it's not... It's not just blonde white girls, bro. Like, everybody was a target.
Like, it was getting caught, bro. Like,
yo.
Now we just make that shit into documentaries and shit, true crime, but like,
real shit.
Back in the day, like,
I think it's a lot more like fear mongering, because like people like, I think objectively, we are safer than we were back then. It's just people feel less safe.
Yeah. Feel less safe, yeah.
But, like, that's what I mean by, like, overcorrecting. Like, I remember, like, my mom used to, like, hate seeing me and my brother play fight just because, like, she would say, oh, I remember, like, a kid, like, killed his brother, like, trying to practice WWE or some shit like that. And it was like, yeah, they was doing some crazy shit. Like, you know, like, and, like, I'm not fucking, like, jumping off trying to, like, elbow my brother.
That's
like,
how I broke my arm.
Right, okay.
No, like,
don't
get me wrong. Like,
I used to be doing some crazy, bro. I used to jump up in the air and land on my older brother with both knees. But he was a lot bigger than I was. So it was like,
holy shit. I feel like,
damn, fixture.
Bro, you know that one like scene of Robin from Teen Titans where he coming down?
Yeah.
The Playboy card style.
That's crazy. But do you guys remember that kids in school, when one kid would like punch them or start the fight, and if the other kid finished or fought back, both kids would get in trouble?
Yeah.
That kind of energy, like, I find to be like, I hate that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, my parents told me from when I was a kid, they was like, hey, if anybody fuck with you, whoop their ass and we'll deal with it. And I was like, alright, bet.
Yes, I'm pretty sure how every parent, low key, was like, for real, for the most part. But, like, I remember, like, there was, like, a conversation on bullying in, like, elementary school or some shit. It was, like, either elementary or middle school. It might have been middle school. But, like, I remember, like, one of this, like, the principal was like, yeah, man, you know, if, like, you're getting bullied, you really just gotta, like, say something to a teacher or something, tell somebody, like, you really can't fight back. And the student was like, well, like, what if, like, I've tried, like, getting into, like, or, like, I've tried, telling his teacher, and, like, they still, like, are picking on me. And, like, they put me in, like, a situation where I have nothing to fight, like, to do but fight. And, like, it looked like, I remember just seeing the teacher, he looked like he wanted to cry for a second. Like, he really wanted to say, like, bro, you gotta fuck him up. Like, but, like, he
tear him apart!
Like, I could just see, like, him hesitating. It was like, you just gotta tell the teacher. Like, and I was like, bro,
put his ass on the ground. Put his ass on the ground.
Damn, can't even defend yourself.
That was really the mentality, bro. They was trying to teach us.
I feel like there's been somewhat of like a robbing of like real skills that we can learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As at least when we were children, through that process, it felt like, I don't know. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in school, and at the same time, like, that I felt like in ways stunted my social, like, things, and that in ways, like, is what I'm talking about with, like, for children or like people who are younger or like people in their 20s, I find that they're dealing with like hyper versions of that, where like they're just sort of everyone's just stunted, everyone's been fucked to a degree by this whole like society.
Yeah.
I feel like COVID stunted me socially.
Oh.
Yeah.
That shit. I don't even want to talk about it. This is the 1 year I actually forgot. I can't believe I forgot a whole year. Like, that's a whole year that I delete from my brain, bro.
It was my senior year of high school, bro.
I'm saying. Oh, shit, that shit was supposed to be special.
Dead ass. We got fucking robbed,
These
bro.
got robbed. And then our first year of college, locked in the doors, basically.
Bro, I didn't even fucking... My parents ain't even let me go nowhere the first year, bro. Like...
Crazy.
It was my first year. Yeah. 1 month after I moved out my house for the first, you know what I'm saying? Supposed to be like an adult for the first time. After a year of probation.
Did you have a job? What was you doing at the time?
I was working on a car wash. Then I became a landscaper. Remember when that shit was supposed to only be a month?
I remember like a couple weeks before they shut everything down, I saw these two girls pull up to my school with the fucking face masks, and we all started clowning them. It was like, God, fuck y'all got on? Y'all think this shit like about to be real? And then like 2-3 weeks later, they shut down everything.
Yeah. I remember we was on spring break.
We thought that we was just gonna get an extra 2 weeks, bruh.
I was mad as hell, low key, during like most of COVID too, because I was signed, like I was trying to get a job at the Y as a lifeguard. Oh, yeah. And I had my Red Cross, but that shit expired like a month before I got the job. So they're like, you gotta get like your shit renewed again or some shit like that. And when while I was doing the training, and some of my friends applied for that shit at the same time as me, they maybe did like a couple shifts while I was doing training, and then like everything shut down for the COVID. And like right as soon as I like completed the training, but I didn't do like a shift yet. So they got like the unemployment checks. I got nothing. Bad as hell. They barely worked. They did like maybe like one shift after the shadow shifts. And it was like, all right, yeah, like they were supposed to make money, so they got the unemployment. But since I hadn't like done a shift yet, it was like, yeah, you were in the process of getting the job, but fuck it.
Bro, I was pissed about not. People were getting like 10K, bro.
Nah, dead ass. That shit.
10 grand, bro. I motherfuckers who, like, bro, this shit was so crazy. They was living with their parents, no bills to pay, just boom, 10 grand. To this day, I've never had 10 grand, bro, and they blew through all that shit.
And my parents was wondering why I was feeding for that syphilis. It was wondering why I was like, give me that. Give me it, please. I needed that shit.
Bruh. I didn't even get a fucking stimulus because I was living with my parents, and it was as a dependent or something.
I think they got like a little bit of extra money if like they claimed you, but it wasn't the same as like if you got your own.
Yeah, I did not see none of that.
I think I got like $200 my parents gave me.
Bro, literally, Darian was one of the people who got that 10K, and he blew through all that shit.
That's what I'm like. No, everybody blew through that shit. Nobody I know who got that shit like saved that shit. And I'm like, bruh, it could have been me.
They started asking motherfuckers to pay it back.
That's hilarious. Give me my money, bitch.
You the government. You're not supposed to be broken.
Dude, make the money. Make more money.
I'm saying, print that shit.
What time is it?
2:40.
51 minutes. I think that's a pod.
It's a pretty good pod.
It's a good pod. Real good pod. You know what it is? RV8.4 live every Sunday. We got a lot of shit coming our way. Fucking
Madhouse.
Planet Chris. Jin the Shaman.
Wait.
You already know what it is.
Chris, get in here.
Chris, get in there.
No, wait. Get in the lake.
Got a lot of shit coming. I know no one's watching, but fuck it.
Hold on. There you go.
June 22nd, RV8.4 live. This motherfucking Z-Day. June 28th. Fucking. What are we doing?
What? Oh, clothing swap.
Clothing swap and shit.
Come
Gotta
through.
remember that shit's
Madhouse
Get some
TV.
clothes, buy some shit.
Madhouse.
Madhouse TV, you know what it is. RV8.4 live.
Damn, this camera made me look ugly.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, I guess do that. Follow them on RV8 or the Madhouse 804. Is it 804?
Yeah, Madhouse 804.
Find them on the Madhouse on YouTube,
Spotify.
Spotify.
Stream our shit. We We need that. We need it.